Well, I'm sitting here at the base of the Eiffel Tower, and I have a lot of thoughts about preparedness and traveling and being a dad and all kinds of stuff. So let's start with just some general preparedness stuff, and then we'll go into thoughts and all that kind of thing. But first and foremost, when you're traveling, there's just certain things you can do to make it easier, not just from a perspective of preparedness, but also from a perspective of safety and just, generally caring for your family. So, first and foremost, we have this metal water bottle that we bring because it's sturdy, holds a good amount of water, and to be honest with you, if I needed to, I could turn it into something that could defend us. So think of things that you have on your person as you're traveling that can become defensive, and they don't have to be offensive. They can be, like a backpack that you can take and put on your front as something to stop someone if they're getting a little stabby, if you know what I mean, right? Another thing we do is we always get on our plane last. We do not run and rush to get on to a plane quickly. We're the last people on. And the reason why is because, first and foremost, you're just rushing to wait. Should you get to the airport early and have, get checked in and stuff? Yeah, absolutely you should. But once you're checked in and they know who you are and you're sitting there at the gate, it's not always the brightest to go rushing to get on. Get your seats first, because you're just going to sit there. Also, think about it like, what would happen if someone were to get on that plane and go crazy? That's happened. What would happen if someone were to get on that plane and decide to do something terrible? That's happened. So those are some general thoughts right there. Most major airports, almost all of them, have got water bottle filling stations, and we pack a bunch of snacks and everything. We have actually an entire bag, towards these little like yogurt chews and all kinds of stuff. Granola bars, fruit pouches, yada, yada, yada. So always try to, make it so you're not spending that money in the airport. The airport money, what you do to buy stuff, it's expensive in an airport. Now, I want to talk about the people in Paris so far, and at least in France, and all of our different kind of encounters. And I gotta be honest with you, they've all been very nice. Very nice. My wife walked into a boulangerie. It's like a bakery, coffee house, whatever. Kids wanted to try a baguette in France. Okay. Go in there, get a couple of Americanos, a couple baguettes. It's, €6, so not terrible. But they didn't really get acknowledged at first because this other American lady came up and noticed that we were a little, out of our element, and said, whenever you walk into a boulangerie or a pastisserie, always say bonjour. Always say hello. So, just some things to kind of think about. Traveling is fun. Traveling is stressful. When we first started, I'm driving a stick, and the way they do the reverse is a little bit different. And I actually kind of got into a bit of a pickle on one of the streets in Paris, and Guy got out of his car, came over, and basically showed us what to do. How to put the car in reverse. So he didn't have to do that. Now we were kind of holding things up, but you know, it is what it is. People have been very nice. We went through a lot of the areas that you're not supposed to go to. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon style. And it's, you know, you go down towards the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe and a little more southwestern. It's definitely much nicer than the very north of the Ring of France, of Paris. It's very overcrowded. A lot of people wander into the streets. A lot of diversity. We'll just leave it at that. So, a lot of homeless too. So, I think that's about everything that we've been through so far. I don't like going to cities. I don't like it. My wife and I divide and conquer. One person will either get the girls and the other gets the boy, or vice versa. And he came with me for the second part of the trip. He's a boy. You got to watch him. You know, he might wander out in the street, do stupid stuff like that. He's only 6. So you have to watch that. But it worked. We figured it out and watched him, and he was okay. But like right now, my family, they're all at the Eiffel Tower. They're walking around and seeing it. Yeah, I saw it from the bottom. I don't want to pay for parking, so I'm kind of quintuple parked, waiting for some policeman to come talk smack. But yeah, there's actually a really beautiful statue of George Washington too. From what we've seen, the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower have been the most tremendous. We haven't seen the Notre Dame yet, but it is it's a unique city. Very beautiful. So that's about everything. I'm rolling on very little sleep, and we'll figure it out. But all I can say is see the world, friends. Don't live your life like you're in fear. That's what prepping does. It makes it so you can go see the world. Now, I always have a plan. You know, if I'm in an area, I look around. What would I do? Where would I run? What exit would I use? That's all basic 101 stuff. You got to do what's best for you. But I can tell you that seeing the world has been awesome. You have more chance of things going right than not going right. And you just need to stay vigilant. All right, friends. Thanks so much for being here. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.